Welcome everyone back to RGN. Had a bit of a break, some matches earlier, but we're back for another best of 3. Arctic Esports going up against Team YP. And I'm excited to see how this goes. I haven't seen Team YP before. I've seen Davkos, for example. Obviously, he's been on Flip Side, those kinds of lineups and such. But as for the rest, I got no idea what's going to go on here. Arctic, I always am a fan watching them play. So here we go, already off to an interesting start. Going to be Dust 2, Long A. Seems to be the destination of Team YP.
It's like a little confusion in the ranks of how fast they want to go. They have the smoke for long, so they should get an easy cross. Decent nade damage onto Arch, finished off via a headshot from X7 at Elevator. YP, despite the smoke, are having a hard time getting into the bomb site, but there's a big kill by Kibakin. Still, both players coming up from the CT spawn. I don't like both players retaking from this position. It's really easy to get crossfired, and that's exactly what we see. How do you even make your way onto the ramp when 3 people are looking at that spot?
Yeah, Kibakin getting, I think, the final 2 there as well, and with only a single hit point. Very nice work from him. And YP just keeping it pretty simple in that they just kind of barrage onto Long A and continue on up. Like you had stated, looked like, not sure how fast they wanted to go ahead with it, but they ended up making it work. And here we go, nade stack. This is something that, man, once upon a North American match, you were calling this like crazy. We'll see it in round number 2 here of this European match.
I'm so happy too, because that one match,
right?
I was getting tilted. I got triggered so hard, and then I'm sure I just look like a rude, arrogant person on the stream. Because I'm like calling like it's the right move with 100% surety. And I mean, just those nades that long. I mean, 2 players already wounded enough to now where a USP can be like a deagle if you hit him in the face. To those 2 players at least. But it doesn't look like we're seeing any frags come up from the Arctic side. YP look prepared. They have all the smokes necessary. They had one for the long cross and now one for catwalk, preventing anybody from coming up. So I'm liking the T side so far, but still early.
Yeah, still early indeed. Zori, let's find 1 frag on the round, looking to increase how much money he gets here. He's looking for another target. Davkos, though, with the drive-by. And unfortunately, you guys did not get the pleasure to listen to it, but I'm sure Davkos letting his team know of his Donald Duck impersonation once again. It was hilarious during the pregame warm-up. Again, these guys have all talk enabled, and the European matches are always very interesting. Guys are always very, very friendly to each other. Not always the same on the North American side of things. But yeah, Davkos was continuously doing a Donald Duck impersonation that was absolutely hysterical. I wish we had a recording of it, but
hopefully that's not the reason for his departure from Flipside.
Right? Maybe they just couldn't handle it. He decided he wanted to make half his calls in that impersonation. Maybe that's it. I have no idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's kind of strange seeing Davkos on another roster than Flipside because they were just synonymous in my mind. But it's looking good. Team YP. I'm just gonna struggle not to say the name the whole time.
Right.
And
the elephant in the room.
Oh yeah. I was gonna shoot some shots at you, but then we'd have to go too far. So I'm refraining. Davkos with the AWP. 3-2 set up from Arctic. I like this, considering the frequency in which YP's been going long. Stacking 3 players there, at least early on, could yield some good results. So far, it's 1 for 1, but Dima has already made his way into the pit. And I think that was the beginning of the end of the long hold.
Downside is that 2 players are very low. Kibakin here kind of needs to take the round on his shoulders a little bit. Sotfik is actually rotating towards B, or at least upper tunnels. They've got plenty of time here. Oh, they're going to lose the 1 player with the most hit points, though. And that is sad times. Zori hitting that shot from Carr. Second on the round with his AWP. And this should be Arctic pulling off a win. Curious, though, how Team YP decides to take here. It looks like Sotfik now moving his way back towards T-spawn. Collects the bomb. Heads towards middle as well. Zori goes down. Headshot from Dima. So still have a round on our hands, but 2 players left. They do not have ops. They've got some rifles, or automatic rifles rather. But they are kind of shifting into CT spawn together. So they are playing together, but the bomb can make his way up catwalk.
Yeah, if you've ever heard me cast, I'm a big proponent of playing 2-0 in these 2-on-2 situations. Just because if you play 1-1, if you get fragged, then your teammate's in a 1-on-2 situation in bad position. But I don't often see teams play no bomb sites. So that's an interesting way to go about it from Arctic.
So first player they spot out on a ramp. Dima has picked up an op. He's on pit plat here, finds the first shot. Now looking for X7 as he's going to try and close the range here and finds it with the pistol. Collects a kit while he's down that route as well. And that'll be the round for Arctic. To be fair, made it very expensive in the end, even though YP didn't pull it off. They got a bomb plant in a bleak situation, created a scenario where there's only one CT left. So, yeah, Team YP, although didn't get the round win, I think they'll be happy with how that went.
Yeah, now they got the big chance to start the economic cycle of the CT side. They win one, lose a bunch, buy, win, lose a bunch. That's what YP is looking to employ onto Arctic. It's a big chance to usually get after winning pistol and doing some good damage to the economy. Softic.
Oof.
Davcost. Nice pick. And Softic. Is that a shot at Bondic? I wonder how long that's been his alias. That's how Bondic spells it.
Yeah, could be. Could be. 'Cause, yeah, I do recognize that as well. But anyhow. See Davcost again picking up that AWP shot inside of B's right before the smoke blooms. But Zori taking off the head of Suffolk here. Nice shot with the scout and towards upper middle. See if he continues to peek. Pop flash, peek. Kind of flashed himself, to be fair. Davcost still holding the angle towards left side middle.
And Zori with the scout, just a clear tell of how broke Arctic really is. And he's going to have a chance to deny the bomb getting across. Oh, a bit too slow. Another bomb site for YP. Another chance for Zori. Can't finish off the player moving up on the catwalk with the bomb. Still a player in pit. Sagerton's position is fantastic. This is like worst case scenario for the T's after getting the bomb down.
It's already heading up the catwalk. Dima falls. Arch is playing a close angle on the other side of the smoke. You'll find the first one and gets a lot of damage onto the second one. Davcost finishes the frag in the end. So 3 frags going the way of Davcost there, being very impactful.
Really surprised it worked that way. With Sagerton at long, there's still enough time for them to wait out that smoke. But I think they just wanted to all collapse together. But if they wait out that smoke and they have the pinch, if you have catwalk control already for the retake and long control, that should be a W.
Unfortunately, couldn't pull it off. And now Arctic, they're going to go with a force buy here. So, not wanting to cope with the saves. Just going to try and brute force their way into long A. And it's working out very well for themselves. Kaibakken will be able to take down Saw. And he drops Sagerton. So 2-on-2. Kaibakken fairly low. Davcost with full hit points. He's actually going to get tagged up. Zori with the scout yet again.
Damn, get embarrassed.
Yeah, that was you definitely, if you're getting taken down and you have an op and an opponent has a scout, that's not a great feeling.
Yeah, you did something wrong. Mainly whiffing. As Kaibakken. His name sounds like some sort of delectable dish.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Now he's in spawn. Wow, tries to cross back. Zori's scout is impressive. It seems like it was a round ago that he got that mid pick. Yeah, that was. And he's jumping over the top of the smoke. I guess he keeps it till he dies because he's making that thing look like an op.
Yeah, so he's going to keep it in play here. YP. I'm going to be buying up a little bit. But yeah, very impressive force buy there from Arctic. Going to send them right back into a decent spot, considering, again, the equipment for the T side. Zori, tearing off heads. Kaibakken falls victim to that in top middle. So early frag for the CT side. Bit of utility on the T's here. Dima does have a smoke if they want to work middle to B. Zori tagging up Dima. Gonna fall back into CT spawn. But yeah, indeed, going to be a mid to B play here. But I don't know how far they're going to get with it.
Now Zori just about to come out, flank the player. Dab cost. And Arctic, what a comeback. I mean, it's way early to call it a comeback, but I say that because YP was easily on the verge of going up 6-1, and Arctic just bet it on the force buy, ended up winning it. And that saves them a whole lot of headaches, and now they're in a pretty strong lead. They're going to double force buy YP, or they probably just bought enough to sustain a full buy here, almost a full buy. Very aggressive from both teams with the economy. Nobody willing to back down early.
Dab cost. In upper tunnels. I think he was hoping to find a pick through the smoke yet again, but no such success. Sophic actually getting hit in middle here, but we'll take down Zori. Dima to credit for that. So that's that pesky scout out of play. Only got that little bit of damage dealt on Sotfig. So YP spread out in middle at the moment. They still have Arch inside of upper tunnels. Arctic, on the other hand, that Sagerton posted up on long. And Saw with only a UMP at the rail on A platform. That could be worrisome. He does have an incendiary to try and help out a flash as well, but we'll see how this goes.
He's playing the crack just to call out some numbers, but yeah, this weapon, he's going to be forced to peek when YP is already really close. Because if he takes a long duel like he just did, well, you're hoping for a dink and a few body shots just to win a duel with the AK. I don't like that position with the UMP. I guess it's okay if you wait for them to get close, but taking that fight like that, you're going to have more than one person engaging you on the catwalk. So I don't know how he thinks he's going to come out on top of that situation with a UMP. YP now taking 5. It's a really hard situation for YP if they should hunt or not. Because if you don't hunt, you know the buy is coming in the next round. But if you do, and you lose your weapons, well then there's a big chance of, if you lose, you're going to have to save yourself.
Yeah, definitely a risky maneuver if they did go for it. Looks like they'll just group up along A and look after their own economy first and foremost. And to be fair, you can't really argue against that. There's that benefit they would have had if they could have dropped at least one. Would have made it very difficult for Arctic to force in this scenario, but here they go. Going to have an op on Zori, and considering what he's been doing with that scout, I'm interested to see, does it continue? And it looks like he's going to change his positioning as well. Playing mid quite a bit there. Now setting up for a pop flash play with his team.
I like that pop flash too. It's off. Like usually the pop flash you throw will blind that first player, but it's behind him. So I really like that.
Dima though comes up on catwalk, just deals with Saw immediately. Sagerton goes down to the op of Davkostin. This round is falling apart completely. Already a 3-on-5, but 7 will bring it back with 1 frag. Zori with 1, make it a second. As we got a 3-on-2.
I don't think I've ever seen Zori play this well. That's worrisome for YP, because if Zori isn't doing what he's doing, YP is probably dominating here. 1-on-2. Zori still with that op at long, trying to spam through the box. Keep blocking. Now spots the second player, so he knows where both of them are. He's going to take refuge. Oh, both of them just about to peek. And he can't stay alive. Saw the molly coming. No, he was just about to be forced away. And just can't connect.
It was a good idea from him as well. He moves back to the quad box, and as soon as that incendiary gets pulled out, he's already re-peeking, kind of expecting that player at rail to peek him. So, give himself a good chance, but couldn't hit the shot right away, and that'll be the round. Like you were stating, though, Zori just climbing their way back in a round. Saw, on the other hand...
Never seen him play this good.
Yeah, very nice play thus far from Zori, but yeah, Saw, on the other hand, he is not doing good at all. 0-4 and 8 last round, just gave up a free frag to Dima, allowed him up the catwalk and such. Really need to see a little bit more from him, and to be fair, if he starts firing as well as the rest of these guys, well, I'm worried for YP even further.
Would agree. YP. 1 man on each wing. Long. Let's watch it, as well as B watching for pushes. The rest grouped up at mid, seeing if anybody's going to peek from the Arctic side. And this is one of the standard plays on Dust 2. It's when it's been established that no pushes are coming out from the CT side. Then you see the T's group up at mid, and then you see them begin to shift. Are they faking catwalk and going back to mid to B? Are they faking mid to B to going up catwalk? This is all day, Dust 2.
Indeed, as looks like they're thinking about committing across the catwalk. Zori hits the first one. Doesn't take the shot on the next player necessarily. Actually flashes and works back towards long A, where Kaibaken's going to be waiting for him. Hits him through the wall. So sent down to 28 hit points. They will plant the bomb on A.
Zori is just feeling himself right now, taking fights with everybody. This time YP do have catwalk control. Last time, somehow they won without long or catwalk control. It should be their round if all goes well. Working up long, though, is Arctic this time with a lot of players. Zori still hanging on to long. He'll miss a shot, though. Out of character for how well he's been playing, but the bomb's planted for catwalk. If the catwalk player goes down, now it's all up to the long guy. I think there's just going to be enough time for the defuse to come through. And the coverage by Twista. Nice stuff.
Very nice work, as teamwork will prevail in that regard. 5-all. As we'll see 2 rounds in a row now for Arctic. Start building a little bit of a bank. Well, not much, to be fair. Again, that last round being brought down to 2 players. Same situation the round before that, so brought right back down to, well, Sigerton's got 2,200. Do have a good opportunity to start building a bank, though. Coming into this round, we can see Sotfik with smoke and a flash. Not a lot invested, though. All grouped up in upper dark at the moment. And see the setup here from the CT side, playing 2 in B. Twista hucking a nade into upper. Not going to get anything done for it. Deep smoke, though, and see when YP decides to push in here. It looks like they have it kind of solidified in their mind. They just want to rush through upper. That's what it looks like anyhow.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any contingency plan here. If you get stopped early, we'll just wait out the smoke. Is another one going to come through, though? X7 does have one. It comes really late, though. They're going to find the gap in between the smokes. They just need to find the next entry frag. But X7 hanging on. Devkos will respond. In the best case scenario, he gets the bomb down here. Unless he finds 3 quick 1Ds, he's going to go for the plays. It doesn't even want to get the bomb down. Fake plant comes through and eventually finished by Sauce. So 6-5 now for Arctic. And I'm really surprised they were able to retake in the round previous to the one we just witnessed. Because when YP didn't have cat or long control, they won the round. But the round they had cat control, then somehow Arctic retakes. I don't know how.
Yeah, very interesting stuff thus far. No doubt, as see Davkos back with an op in his hand. Looks like they want to head towards long here.
Did he use the op on the flip side?
Davkos? Well, I think
I thought
they
it was
had
Markov.
they had Simple for some time. They had Markle. I think he's always been like their secondary if they needed one when he was on that lineup. But yeah, I don't know if he was ever given the dedicated role for it. Yeah, I'm not certain there, but as we see this continue, X7 taking down Dima. And now the rest of YP towards tunnels. And we can see Twista. He's actually one of the few players on that CT side, still with full hit points. Takes a duel with Sotfik, wins it, and yeah, YP, this is looking very rough for them in this round.
They need to pick onto Twista, and then if they get that, Davkos position becomes way more valuable. But forced to try to make a play. Davkos will fail that. Last player up, Arch. No, we are not on Inferno. That is his name. X7 into CT spawn. He gets a nice headshot onto X7. Doesn't lose any HP. He's going to smoke off the B player and try to prompt the CT guy to peek. That's just a nice variation. Out of the norm.
Yeah, honestly, there was a time where we'd seen some teams start to do strategies where you'd smoke off left side towards B and just work into CT spawn and such. I haven't actually seen that in a while, so goes for a little bit of tricky play in that regard, but doesn't work out for him. YP back on the saves here, and they look like They favor the Deagles. 2 P250s, 3 Deagles. Edema showing us why. He gets 1, but very quickly thereafter. A lot of players going down for their side, so Arch going to swap out his P250 for the Deagle. And channel his inner Dema. Already got that 1 Deag earlier on, but they are a little separated. One in Cat, one in Lower. Looks like they might group up now, but... Oh, well, there's another one. Continuing to peak is Arctic and continue to reap that advantage of the one-hit Deag is YP.
Similar situation to last round, but this time YP doesn't have any guns. They're looking to take out Twista as soon as possible, but Twista's been pretty consistent here and will remain so. Arctic up 8-5. It's looking pretty bad for Arctic at the beginning of the match. I think it was 4-1 or 5-1 or something like that. But they seem to have stabilized on the CT side of Dust 2, and I always say CT side of Dust 2 is really hard to be consistent on.
Yeah, this is Arctic's map choice, so definitely want to provide a nice first half, or first map to be fair. Definitely want to be taking it here. Cache is our second map of choice, which is YP, third choice, and then third map will be Overpass if required. Davkos looking for another op pick towards B. Incendiary went down first and foremost, but a smoke to follow. It's going to shut off his angle. Sotfik sent down to half hit points. I think got legged initially by Zori. Something to that effect here, as we can see another nade raining in from Zori towards Xbox. That'll deal a little bit more damage to the T side. There's a lot of presence here towards mid. We've been seeing that quite often here from YP.
I'm trying to remember what they did last time with this approach. The B player was at stairs instead of main entrance. I think YP ended up going catwalk last time with this. We haven't seen much of the jostling of the CT side, trying to use the catwalk from mid to B, fake rotating between the two. This time we will, though. Dema tries to throw a fake, but Arctic is so ready for this. They have perfect molly. And forced, there's no other options at that point for YP, because either you just accept that you're down 4-on-5 and try to work from there, or you execute your initial plan.
Yeah, nice read from Twista. He takes down that player who got flashed off a catwalk, dropped into CT spawn, and as soon as that happened, immediately thereafter, and of course all comes down to timing, right? He's able to drop an incendiary and still pull his rifle back out in time as they're coming around the corner and middle, and provided for an excellent hold, but...
It's always great to pull out in time.
Right, definitely. Yes. As
TYP, Chad, come on.
Right, we gotta make some of those
I don't even get a chuckle.
You got it. Arch with 2 as he breaks out a long A here. Big frags, and this is a big round for YP. 9-6, much better looking half than 10-5.
YP gonna find an empty bomb site. X7 is there. The window, but I'm not sure he's gonna be able to find a timing. It is a 3-on-3 in the bomb site, just about to be flanked, and Zori's gotta be thinking, what the hell? Why is Davkos at long in this situation? But not done is Arctic. Davkos dealt with, but entering the bomb site is really hard. They might want to use that smoke to smoke off tunnels.
Here they go, as got an incendiary still with the smoke. Haven't utilized it just yet. Twista now in a 1v1, and he is going to drop a smoke.
Where am I?
Play. And this should be a fairly easy spray down, and indeed it is. Sotfik recognizing that when you plant in that corner, you're usually fairly deep in that corner. There's no guessing game about it. So.
I'm trying to think of any other spot on a map where it's just, you have no chance of ninja defusing. You're dead. There's no place you can place your body that's not going to be shot at.
Yeah, I'm not actually certain how much time was left. I don't think there was a ton of time left, but I'm wondering if that smoke goes to tunnels and he plays the fight. He could have made it work a little bit differently, but to be fair, there wasn't going for that smoke defuse. But all he could have went for. YP.
I think the only way you make that work with the smoke is by smoking closer to the tunnel somewhere in there, because then it takes away what you use to gauge, like the positions in the boxes, what you use to gauge where you're supposed to spam. Because otherwise, yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, exactly. Can see pretty much everything. But here we go. Second half of play here on map number 1. Arctic with a 3-round lead on their map choice. And this T-side round, they've got quite a bit of utility. 2 smokes, number of flashes. I imagine they're going to use this to take long.
Here they come. So far, Arch has been dinked. He's given a lot back, too, but no kill. As Sagerton onto Arch. Battle at mid, won by Arctic. That's huge. Now, Davkost and Dima. Last two up. Davkost is going huge right now. That's 3 for him. Quick succession. I really like seeing that, and he might even get the 4th.
He's looking for it. Taking this duel with Saw at the moment. Saw with the Glock looking for his long-distance headshot, but not going to find it. Quad kill for Davkost. And that's definitely what we like to see from the experienced player. Yeah, he's been pretty damn good for the squad in this map thus far. Currently on 13 frags now. And again, big pistol round for him. Arctic did not get a bomb plant, so not a big surprise to see a buy coming in.
No surprise. It's no longer a surprise buy. So 3 outside of the tunnels. Interesting that they don't even want to peek the tunnels early on. Like, what are they afraid of? A nade stack? Maybe hoping a CT gets more aggressive into them? Just having troubles understanding why they wouldn't take into the tunnels right away, but doesn't affect anything, as there was no CTs there. Thinking about peeking mid is the catwalk player, Davkost. Cheeky flash that he threw. I don't know if we caught that. As X7 will fall to Davkost. So Arctic losing their catwalk fake. Looks like they want to try mid to B again. Last time it didn't go well.
So here they go. Smoke has been deployed. Have some spam from CT spawn, and this is the grinder right here as now just going to be mowed down. Sagerton making it into the bomb site. Can deal with Dima. Might have a bomb plant. No, they're everywhere. He's actually, well then, Davkost. Going to build a little bit more of a bank account for himself. As I don't think he could have saved Sotfig, to be fair. I think he was around the box enough that, as much as that night kill, pretty cheeky as well, he was going to have a close range shot nonetheless, so decides to pad it with a little bit of extra monetary reward.
I thought you were saying it wrong. It is Sotfig. I thought it was Softic.
Yeah, no, it is Sotfig. I was being fairly careful on that. I figured I might screw it up once or twice, but it is Sotfig.
Wow. Unreal. Now I see. Arctic. They don't push the guys in the tunnels. One of the YP members, I think it was Dima, goes and peeks into the T spawn from B and sees nothing. And then they immediately shift their setup to 5A, or all towards the A side, not in the bomb site. I'm wondering if there's history. Why the two teams would react this way to each other, or if that's just, stylistic matchup.
Yeah, no, I'm uncertain, but Arctic really taking this round by the horns, so to speak. Arch able to take down Sagerton, so finally putting a dent. Well, to be fair, all these T's are very dented, but actually killing a terrorist. Taking one down. So 4 on 3. Want to take some sort of battle where they can overwhelm one of these players, and they might find it here in Dima.
Yeah, it's really good that they got out of the tunnels. But no, Dima!
Wow.
Excellent control. And then Softic with a nice lineup in the end. I was worried for Dima, just because I thought he'd have a much better chance of letting it rip spray while they're exiting the tunnels, while they're still bottlenecked. I thought once they fanned out, once they got out of the tunnels, that he'd be surely doomed. But not if you could just aim like a god.
Right? That kind of works out as well. Dima coming up big. And yeah, he's been showing up as well. To be fair, everybody on that YP side really showing up at the moment. Arctic Saw is still falling behind, to be fair. He does have 7 assists, so that makes his 3 frags a little bit better. We'll
You're so nice.
Can really come into himself here. Just not having a good game as of yet. Zori getting naded down to 50 hit points, and this is crazy. Just force buy after force buy. Force buy in the last round, going for it again here. Just trying to keep the pressure on, and to be fair, they would force a save. Arch is the only one with a little bit of money. Another mid to B smoke here. Looks like from their positioning, they might try Cat though.
We'll see. Test 2. I mean, I think more than any other position, this is the easiest spot to fake out of any other map, because, or I should say not the easiest, but the quickest rotation from a fake, because you can immediately you can bluff 5 players on catwalk and then have 5 players at mid within seconds. One of the unique features about Dust 2, when Arctic, as predicted, committing cat.
And Davkos with 2 fairly straightforward shots, to be honest. He ends up connecting on 1, but sent down to 7 hit points. Only 2 left up, though. And they're looking very injured at the moment. Thinking, okay, they hit Sophic on the jumper with that scout, but saw too many targets. And that'll be the round. Do find a bomb plant in it, but just another force by going down the drain, to be fair. And that time, actually, YP not taking a lot of damage, only losing the 1 player. Yeah, some other ones that are lit, but in the end, only matters if you get that frag, so...
Force buy so it works, Chad.
Yeah, and with that bomb plant and 4 rounds of loss bonus, they actually have enough to get a decent buy, because he Twista and Zori will be without any nades, and anybody picking up nades, it'll probably be like 1. Yeah, that's literally the extent of the nades. They got 2 flashes and a smoke on their first real rifle round.
Yeah, it's not much. Dust 2, you can play pick and roll, but of course you want to smoke. Sagerton, I mean, he needs to save this for if they ever get into a bomb site, or for like mid to B or something. And Dust 2, you need at least 1 for most strats to be effective, other than the raw pick and roll, which we might see from Arctic. But they're playing this like their default, or it looks like their default, because they always have 1 man on each wing and then 3 working mid. But again, as you pointed out at the beginning, no utility for them. So they're going to have to find picks, and they're going to have to overextend, because they're not going to have the cover of flashes and smokes.
So Davkos playing Goose with his AWP. He's got an incendiary to drop on catwalk if you decide to pressure on up, and YP, or rather Arctic, just biding their time a little bit. We will see a mid to B smoke. And this is where Kaibak and his location, pretty darn huge. The fact that he can see over the smoke. Can give a call, or just waits and plays the time. Sagerton is spraying at him and does knock him down to 19. He falls off the angle as well and decides to just pop flash through. That's fairly massive, as he does take down 1, but they make it into the bomb site.
Yeah, he got spooked off of his spot. He didn't finish him with the spray, whoever was spraying at him. So that was his time to shine. He could have easily got 2 of them there and stayed alive, but he is getting another one anyways. 2 on 4 as the retake comes through, just X7 up. Davkos will deal with him as he tries to exit out of the window and buy some more time. So YP continuing the spree on the CT side. If I'm Arctic, I'm looking at Zori, but the problem is they keep force buying, and he doesn't have anything but an op to work with, and now he's not going to even have his op.
Yeah, not going to have it here and now. AKs across the field, to be fair. You know, much better utility than what they had in the last round, so maybe that'll make the difference. YP starting to build a bit of a bank for themselves. See 7,600 on Arch, 6K on Davkos. Looking all right, but Arch will go down first and foremost. Zori finds that opener. So how quickly do they decide to split onto the bomb site? Looks like cat control already being utilized. Davkos with the 1 dig though, traded off. Zori with 1 as well, and that's a 2 on 4.
Yeah, Arctic now just getting the bomb down. It always warms my heart when a simple 3-2 is called. And Twista with the trade onto Bakken, and Demo will go down. So the spree of YP has ended for now. And Arctic's really happy they survived with 3 people. And you see how much damage has been done economically to YP. They won 5 in a row, and now after they lose 1 round, they're going to have to save if they lose the 1 following. So good job by Arctic doing that economic damage. What a big swing round. This is easily going to determine who gets the momentum. But you never know with Arctic. Even if they lose this, I mean, we might see a force buy depending on how much economic damage they do here.
It could be, as See early control of tunnels. Saw heading towards Xbox. Zori was crucial element last round, finding that opener on long. It's going to be heading up towards Cat this round. CTs have smoked off aggressively on Cat, but they don't actually have anybody posted up near it. Big damage dealt. Saw and Zori both brought underneath half HP. And that is not a fun start. And considering they've only picked up that one round, again, this is a critical one for them.
Yeah, not only does it have score implications, but the psyche. If you drop this one, that is huge. And you have to consider, like, was the last one a fluke even? Just trying to split into the A-bomb site. Still YP hanging on to long. Dav costs, and he has backup from the pit player. No bomb plant. They don't want to plant for the catwalk, so they're going to be forced to plant safe. That means they're going to be stuck in the bomb site. They have no position here.
Oh, man.
What a flick. Davkos is playing extremely well. I was highlighting Zori before. That was the main guy impressing me, but Davkos looks like he's got something to prove.
Yeah, 4 frags for him on the round, 3 of which were with his deagle. To be fair, 2 were low enough that it was just one body shot that did the trick, but 1 headshot in there, 1 decent op shot as well, and he's definitely holding up for his squad right now. 22 frags in that lead position. And Arctic lose a round after winning 1. You all know what that means. Got the case of the saves here. They're not going to be force buying, to note.
How much damage can they do to the economy? Any frags are huge for them. I mean, we look at the bank. They have more money than YP does. Of course, YP bought here, and they didn't. So any kills, massive for their chances at the comeback. Dima pushes up into lower B. The guy's insane. This is an anti-eco when he's pushing into lower.
Ballsy stuff.
Definitely. Like, it's always what we talk about, like the brazen plays when it's regarded as the worst play, but since it's the worst play, nobody expects you to make it. And I think that's what we saw at lower.
Oof, that was close to being a 1-on-2 there. Arch, I thought, was just hovering around the crosshair, but found the shot through the door, which caused the aim punch. Made it very difficult there for X7, but Davkos, similar to Dima, just decided to like waltz in the middle when there's still 1 left, and was not prepared for what he was encountered with. But luckily, no crazy damage dealt after giving up that AWP, and
he does
a
it
lower
again?
push again from Dima. This time only connecting with 1, but yeah, very aggressive play, and he is punished. So 4-on-4.
So increasing what I was talking about earlier. Not only does he make the unexpected play, but then he does it back to back. You gotta be a special type of person to think that's a good idea. 4-on-4 here, Arctic. Shuffling everybody back towards the long 8 side, where Arch is going to have a lot of people to deal with, but Arctic is staying silent, so Arch is not going to have any time to get out these nades. But Zori peeks the left side, which results in Arch getting the kill. But quick trade by X7, and you saw Arctic, by going silent, made all of Arch's nades in just a waste.
Now they're coming back. I don't know if they heard Sodfik. If they did, oh boy. First frag goes his way. Sodfik wanting a little bit more out of that, I'm sure.
Sagerton big-bodied him.
Yeah, exactly. As I'm going to have Kaibakin and Davkos 2-on-2 with only 30 seconds. And that intel that got on long A. To be fair, they could have made some sort of rotation possible. Nice smoke onto the Xbox. It's going to further confuse the CTs here, but Davkos still in CT spawn.
That smoke is actually sick.
They actually have another smoke for the cross as well, so it's big as well.
That smoke was so sick. It made Kaibakin think that it was going to be B. And Davkos going for the jumping up. Give it to me, Lord. Break my game. Oh, he's not going to go for it again. He took too much damage. Show me the jumping up for great justice. Saw last player up in the 1-on-2. Davkos still looking for the jump shot. I don't know if he's going to be able to sink that one. And Saw onto Kaibakin. Now Davkos He's going to be regretting going for all those jump shots. Where's the shot? Doesn't go for the no-scoping Saw. Clutches a 1-on-2, and I am so happy that the jump got somebody punished.
Yeah, that did not work out for Davcost at all, and I'm happy for Saw there. That was a 4K from Saw. Previous to that, he's sitting at 3 frags. Now he's moving up into the bunch a little bit, 7, 7, and 19. And he's definitely a player that, if he wakes up, that could be the difference maker to put Arctic back into this, and that was a big round from him.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised myself to see, like, Saw playing that way.
We'll see a little bit of action here on long A. Sophic able to take down 2, gains a rifle, but in the end, it'll be Arctic able to take them down. Davcost falls. Lastly, the Azori and the AWP. We're getting into deep, deep waters here. In best of 3, this is Arctic's map choice. Cash is coming up next as Team YP's. And I still don't know who's going to take this. Honestly, YP has been impressing me over and over, but Arctic looks like they've found a little bit of energy left over to potentially put them over the edge on this match. This map, rather.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, yeah, you might say the match too, but it's weird. Every time I think one of the squads is picking up enough momentum to carry it and just finish the match, the other team comes back. And this one is as tight as it gets so far. I like the setup at long from YP. Arch. Softic. I want to say Softic so bad.
Right.
It sounds like bonding. Davcost, the op and drop. Nice shot. Hits the drop immediately. And that op and drop position, the more I think about it, is so good. As long as you don't get pre-fired, the chances of getting a trade frag by the T's is so slim.
Yeah, you can get out of there so quickly, and that's kind of what it comes down to, is whether or not they pre-fire that angle. Looks like we're going to see a middle to B play. Twist in white screen, but now they continue on to the A-bomb site. So they did find some frags in that direction. So, interesting play developing as they're going to plant for long. They don't have control of it. Arch is still down there. See if they decide to push someone there. It doesn't look like Sagerton's willing to cross, and he finds out the hard way. Arch still lurking within long A. Saw with 1. But Kai Bakken, in the end, proves to be too much. Takes down Saw, and YP will find their 14th.
Now, Arctic played most of their members in this site or around it. I much prefer to try to take Catwalk or long. In order to properly defend, you need long or cat, one or the other. When you have neither of them, it makes the life so much easier for the CT side. Now, for Arctic, they didn't know if anybody was retaking from the catwalk. Nobody retook from the catwalk, so you can't really blame them, but I think they could do a better job setting themselves up for the post plant.
So Zori looking for the middle pick here. Force Spy coming in as they want to prevent that 15th round. Not a surprise. As Arctic on 12 themselves. It's a big round. CTs have no money, so this round for Arctic could put them right back into things. They need to take it. Sotfik and Arch going to be playing a double setup here on Catwalk. Drop a forward smoke. Pumped a little bit of spam there from X7, hoping that he can find someone posted up behind it. Not the case, though. They're playing on the top of the stairs. Other than that, they do have Sagerton out long, and he peeks wide. I don't think Davcost recognized that he could have been that far out. And as swiftly as he peeked, hard shot to hit if you're caught off guard. Doesn't go his way, and this is looking prime for Arctic.
What a comeback. I can't believe first, like, Davcost goes down like that. That's huge. But not only that, they win their duels coming up to the catwalk. As good as it gets for Arctic. Maybe only if Saw survives, but then again, Saw hasn't had that big of an impact as he usually does. Nicest way possible, of course. And Arctic, it's what I was talking about earlier. Right when I think this time being YP, it looks like they're going to end it pretty soon. Looks like they're going to carry all that momentum into finishing the match. Arctic now win a round like this. And early on, it didn't look like they were going to be able to. But both teams so low with the economy, they're not willing at all to push this last player, Kibakin, who will survive with an M4 and a smoke. I'm wondering, since 4 people survived from Arctic, and it's this tight, normally this is a double save. But if YP double save, then Arctic has tie point. So do you force now, or buy Pharmacist in the next round?
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult decision.
I would pause right now and talk about it.
It looks like he will avoid such thing. And, well, they're just going to go with the save here. But even, like, Davkos taking a hit on the Deagle, anything they purchase in this round...
I disagree with that so much.
Yeah, $700 he's not going to be able to utilize in the next round. So, let's see how that takes effect as...
Unless they're planning on going for the tie. I mean, that makes more sense to me than if they're planning on buying the next round and Davkos went with the Deagle.
Find out soon. That rifle has been taken out of commission. Tried to push up on Cat, hold a bit of a crossfire. Didn't work out, though. Sophic, though, like a ninja, in and out, grabs that rifle for himself.
Dulcim arms.
And he actually does hang on to that Cat position. Takes down Twista as well. Not a bad trade. Sagerton to fall. And Davkos maybe is dead. No. Not going to work out with that deal. It's Sophic alone with the rifle, and this is a save scenario. He might get caught out, though, in top middle. 7 there. Actually tries to run from him.
He's going for that ace clutch, Chad.
Yeah, Sodfig, he's definitely going for it. He's got a kit. They just planted the bomb. So... the downside is that he's going to find out in just a moment this is a long plant, and that smoke would have been very handy for it, but instead, going to be heading back and saving.
Or is he going to long to try to strip this op away? Now, it's pretty much checkmate with the long player, unless he whiffs some op shots, because Sotfik would have to double dink the player at long being Zori. So he was trying to do economic damage. Okay, why? There's enough money on the Arctic side where they're going to have enough to buy weapons this round anyways. I guess... okay, I understand now. And he was trying to strip away some weaponry to make the last round easier if they win this round.
Yeah, I think that's indeed the case. We can see 5,700 on Zori, but everybody else fairly low. So yeah, if they lose this round, definitely could be hurting for cash, and that's where that comes into play. To be fair, though, they don't have that M4 in this round. Well, they've got one M4, but could have been a second potentially. We'll see if it works out. No kits on the field. Just got to fend off Arctic Esports here. Arctic with heavy mid control. They're doing a lot of this on their T side. No one towards long this time around. Sagerton making sure no one pushes from that location. And now working up towards... oh, Davkos. Look at this angle here. He's doing a jump peek towards Cat on the barrels on A platform. Does spot Zori, I do believe. Couldn't hit a shot, though, and will fall back.
Big pick. A Twista. YP.
Yeah, the aggression.
That's crazy that they go for this in this crazy of a situation, but it's like what we always talk about, what I was highlighting earlier. That play that's generally regarded as an unsafe one. When you do it in a pivotal situation like this, oh, Softic over the top of the box from CT. He's looking for more, but he runs out of bullets. Got the wrong M4. And Twista and Zori now make it a 2-on-2, but this HP deficit.
Oh, man. Kaibakin gets legged and then taken down by Twista. I thought for certain he would at least be good for one there. But now a 1v2.
This is for the match.
Arch. Yeah, this is most definitely for map number 1 here. And Zori hits the shot. Huge round for Arctic. And they're going to put it up 15-14. And you can see here YP.
God, what do you do?
No money.
It's so hard to decide, do we play standard? What got them in trouble in the last round? They tried to make the play. They tried to go for the double push into tunnels. And the guy didn't have or he didn't get the trade when the push went wrong. Dima, now already wounded, 34 HP, but what are the chances you win if you play standard here? But then Arctic, you see their setup, it's tentative. They're playing nice and diligent, just everybody holding their spots, making sure no crazy pushes come through. And That's what YP would need to do if they're not playing default. In order to orchestrate a well-timed late round push is so difficult. But they have to try something different, because I feel like if they let Arctic execute, because I feel Arctic will now, just around the 1 minute mark, will now group up mid and go for what their default was before. So in order for YP to throw them for a loop, they need to take a big gamble, but it's so hard to time.
Yeah, definitely. They still have a minute to try and play out such timing, but let's see if it turns out. The bomb's still in T-spawn. X7 finally thinking about getting aggressive towards the catwalk. But the bomb now heading towards upper. They might decide to hit B here. And Dima, although he's low, this could be huge for him. He looks away for the flash, and that's the timing. Twisted needs to clear left and the box. He's on top of Kaibakin with one. Sotfik with one as well. He loses his teammate. Now it's a 3-on-3.
Nice by Softic. They need another big round out of him. And Dima, that's so tragic. Gets deked out by the flash. He's either blind and has to pre-fire, or he gets shot in the back. Man, really a hard spot. But how does YP retake? They have no nades. They're going to get wrecked trying to come into the bomb state. They need some Arctic members to whiff or to not be looking at the right spot, because they have nothing to deter the attention from Doors as well as Window, and X7 almost completes the triple in the end. And Arctic take it 16-14, but I'm excited for map number 2. That was close.
Yeah, me as well. And Cash is going to be on our next map. I have a feeling that both teams going to be fairly strong on this, but we'll see if YP can bring it back after a near victory there for themselves on Dust 2. One round kind of came down to it all, but here we go. Going to be taking a short break. When we return, it will be map number 2. So don't go too far, guys. We'll be back in just a few.